what struck me is from the first reading. Of course, yesterday we heard about how Hannah was very much in deep distress because she was being made fun of and abused for not having children. And her husband comes to her and says, "Hannah, why do you weep and why do you refuse to eat? Why do you grieve? Am I not more to you than 10 sons?" Unspoken in the reading, but implied is, "Yep, that's right, you're not." She's looking for this ability to be a mother. And so she comes, and when they're at the temple of the Lord, not the temple in Jerusalem, because that hasn't been built yet, but this place where the Ark of the Covenant is, she comes and she's praying so fervently, she's weeping, she's mouthing the words, and Eli comes and thinks her drunk. And he wags his finger at her. "How dare you come in drunk into the temple of the Lord? What are you doing?" And she says, "Oh, don't think bad about me." But what happens? She's gotten no word from the Lord saying, "Yes, you will have a child," although Eli says, "Yeah, I hope God answers your prayer." But she has no word of assurance, nothing like that. But what happens? She goes back. She went back with her quarters, ate and drank with her husband, and no longer appeared downcast. She trusted in God. And I was thinking about this because how often when I'm praying for something and I don't see the end, I don't see how God is going to take care of it, I don't see any end in sight which will bring resolution to the problems in my life, and I pray, and then I continue to carry the burden around, and I'm still like, "Oh, what's going to happen? How is this going to..." And there's still this weight on me. But Hannah allowed her weight to be lifted, and she says, "Okay, I trust that God is going to hear my prayer." And He does. Not only, we don't hear it in the lectionary, not only does she conceive Samuel, but then after that she has more children. It is in the Bible, but it's just not in part of the readings. She has more children. That God hears her prayer. He hears her cry and her appeal. But she trusted. I shared this with you before, but again, I have this rosary that was given to me on the beatification of Blessed Solanus Casey. And on each Our Father bead it says, "Thank God ahead of time." Or the quick novena, which is the 9 memorares that we pray to Mary for whatever our intention is. And then Mother Teresa always did 10, because the 10th was in thanksgiving that Mary was answering our prayer. When we come to prayer, do we trust that our God is our daddy who so longs to take care of our need? I was down at Chinacolo in Florida this past week. You'll probably hear about this a lot over the next weeks, as it's everything in my mind right now. But they live on Providence. They live on Providence. They don't really have an income. They trust that God is going to provide for them. And He does. They've told me there have been times when, they've just had rice and beans and rice for days on end because they didn't have anything, but then they prayed and stuff came in. Other times, like even this week, as I saw, people just came and they said, "I'm bringing providence." I went to go visit some sisters in Jacksonville, and I was talking with them and having a great time, and they said, "Oh, do you want to take these peanuts that they had left out as a snack for me?" I says, No, because if I take these 3 packages of peanuts, the guys are going to be like, it's not enough for everyone. So I said, it's not enough for Providence. Well, that got them thinking, and so then I get out to my car, and they had boxes full of stuff that they said, "I want you to bring this. It made us think about they need providence. And so God provided providence for them. One of the guys, Luke, who's the responsible, who's in charge, was saying that, he was just saying it wasn't even like a real prayer. He was just saying, I haven't had a mango in weeks. Wouldn't it be great? Or actually months, I think he said. I'd just love to have a mango. And he said, guys, pray that God brings us mangoes. Well, that day, some woman just drove in, not even from Florida, and dropped off boxes of mangoes. God took care of them because they trusted in God. Are we like Hannah, where we come and we bring our needs before the Lord and then allow ourselves to let go and trust that God is taking care of us? Or do we continue to carry that burden around even after we've spoken to God about it? May our hearts be turned to the Lord so that we have such trust in His providential care.